Let's just say that a student wants to start with a CA. So what is the first do's and don'ts which you will advise him?
Person who wants to start doing CA.
Yeah, like maybe that he wants to become a CA. He's just done with the second PUC. What are his do's and don'ts?
Don't blindly follow others. Know your limitations. Be aware of your strengths. That's one thing for sure. And be strong-willed with confidence. That's enough.
And regarding the examination, there are how many rounds?
There are 3 levels: foundation, inter, and finals.
So after you clear one, then the second, then third.
Once you clear foundation, you go to intermediate, then you go to finals.
And
What's the maximum you've seen a person attempt for the exam?
Actually, there is no limit to that. Okay?
there's no age cap to that.
There's age cap also.
Even if you're 40 years, you can.
There are people who are doing it.
Because for public service examinations, I feel.
Yeah, there is a limit. But here, there is no limit.
Do you think there should be a limit?
I don't think for learning there should never be a limit.
Not for the age, more like the number of attempts that you can take.
No, I don't think so. I think leave it to them. I think independence is important. People have a choice. No? Give them the choice. They should know. Yeah. But there is a limitation on the registration. One registration. Once you register, it's valid for 3 years. Okay. Then you have to re-register.
So again, you have to write the exams.
Exams you keep writing. But 3 years you're not successful, then you start your registration process again.
And the foundation again.
Correct.
Let's just say that in the 3 years you completed your foundation, the intermediate, but you failed to clear.
I'm saying finals only.
Finals only.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
it has to be done again and again. So.
Okay, and when should a student know that this is not my cup of tea? Maybe I should, try something else.
Joining?
Before joining?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're clear before joining, then this situation only won't come up. No. The problem is people join without thinking much. Okay, people join without thinking. So they should be first told clearly what is expected of them. Okay, and once you join, there's no going back. There's no looking back. Because anybody can do this. That's what I'm saying. Anybody can do this. Okay, unless you join it as a fashion thing. Everybody's joining CA. I also want to join.
For the social status.
That's the biggest problem.
As long as you don't compare your progress with others,
Correct,
I guess.
correct. Having faith in yourself is the most important thing in life. There's no going back. And don't make this too much of a thing. CA is just a formality. Just an exam is just a formality. Okay? You can do CA, you can do CS, you can do CMA, you can do all these. These are all required for you to become a better person. Okay? So don't make it more than what it is.
It's just an exam.
Exactly.
And even though you don't pass the exams, I think it's the journey. It's like the learning that you.
Exactly. Yeah. You can always apply the knowledge elsewhere.
Apply the knowledge as well. Let's say that, for example, you haven't cleared the finals, but you have cleared the intermediate. Still, then I think companies hire you, just for clearing. Yeah, because there is requirements for the companies also.
Very true.
And CAs also work in firm, like individual firms, or like they work in companies.
More in companies these days. Yeah.
And as well as people like you.
Practice on their own also. True.
So which is better actually in your
Again, it's an individual question.
individual history?
Because you should know yourself. What do you want out of life? Is a question you should ask. For example, me, I am a hardcore Thorian. I cannot be bossed by anybody. Okay, so I can't work in. I'll be a failure in corporate groups.
Have you tried?
Team leader, I'll be a failure. I know I didn't try. Thank God, no. As a team worker, I won't succeed. I know I'm a poor team member because I want my way out. That's it. So
I guess you're a leader more than a follower.
Correct.
Interesting. Freedom is very important for you.
For me, it is. Yeah, it matters because I know I'm doing.
Utmost priority.
I'm always doing the right. I always feel I'm doing the right thing. So I want that thing only to happen. That's my problem. Little stubborn.
Okay, so before getting into CA, what is the foundations which you have to be strong? What I can think of is numbers, mathematics. So is there anything else also which you have to master?
Numbers, it can be practiced and gained later on, but getting logical, learning to understand concepts. This is how I should approach this concept. See, all of us come from a education system which makes you prepared for the exam. They make you by heart things. That's the danger. Okay, you should learn, why am I studying this? What is the importance of this thing? How is it going to help me to apply in life? That's more important. So that kind of a logical understanding of things people should gain first of all. Okay, make sure that memory is not the thing. That's all.
Yeah, it's not just by hearting and mugging it up. It's about application.
This problem. Most of my students try to memorize and pass. It doesn't work.
I think it's the education system, I feel, because even for the second PUC exam, let's say, the teachers just generally tend to give you the previous 3 years question paper.
It's going to come the same way with the numbers different.
Yeah,
That's all.
Let you know how to by heart this properly. So that is the biggest draw.
Because of that, the problem solving approach we have is very different.
Corroding
Yeah.
badly.
Yeah.
But we have a capacity for taking up loads of information because of that.
Maybe possible.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
It is not helpful in any way.
That's not helpful. See, if you ask a teacher like me in a classroom, the ones who top the class, they are not the necessarily ones who are the smartest.
Exactly, because they just know how to clear
They're
the.
not there in the organizing part at all. Anything, something is needed, they don't know what would they are lost. Okay. For example, we went for a Goa trip.
All the students. Sahil, okay.
Okay. Now, Sahil knows how to talk to the bus driver. He knows the routes. Whatever happens, he knows how to handle.
Street?
Yeah. Though he's one of the shortest in the class there. But he can do things which the tall guy also are like, just following whatever you say we'll do, that kind of a thing. So you see leadership like that.
In those kind of people.
Yeah.
And then.
It doesn't come by study.
Yeah.
It comes by applying knowledge.
Applying the knowledge. There is an issue in our country saying that unemployment is high, even though the education level is high. See, I am an engineer. I know how people pass and study. So most of my classmates, even though they're in third year, they can't write 10 lines of code if you give them a question.
Yeah.
But in spite of that, they have passed. So that shows what kind of education system they are in. And companies are actually hiring people based on the skills. They come for interviews, they make them sit. And when they ask these kind of questions, they are silent. They don't know. So it's about the talent which which the country lacks. That's what I feel about the education system.
Same thing. I used to intern in human resources at one point. So that time we used to hire all these developers. We see their resume, we think, okay, he probably knows multiple languages.
Correct.
Then we
CGPA.
then we give them a live assignment. Okay, do this and show. They don't know anything. They can't even do a single line.
True.
And I asked the technical team, like, is it a hard question you're giving or something? Like, no, this is expected of them.
Yeah.
It's like, for you it might be basic accounting that you should know. Even normal layman could know this.
Correct.
I think these kind of problems CAs particularly don't face because it's all about logical and like
The criteria is that hard.
Exams are very hard.
So
So people will know something or the other. But even then, okay, like for example, in this company in Dubai, okay, they used to appoint CS, but at that time, a simple application like Excel. There was this guy who has passed only 12th standard and is working in Dubai, but he's master in Excel. They used to run to him to learn small, how to get this short, how to get this quicker. He knew everything about it. So it's not really your qualification, but your ability to pick up something and how to use it in life, that is more important.
I feel degree is just for credibility.
Exactly, that's all. It's
And,
just
and that's something everyone has, so it's lost its credibility to some level, right?
Yeah. But thank God a CA qualification has not lost its credibility.
Yeah, very true. Because getting into it is only tough. The bar is too high.
With due respect, engineers, we get all kinds of engineers, we get all kinds of doctors and all that. But
CS, it is a very prestigious thing, I feel. When once you meet a CA, you know that he is smart. He's not by hearting stuff. So that's that. So CS have to be logical. It's not about theory, it's about applying application of knowledge.
That's more important.
That is a chartered accountant. And can a CA practice outside of India?
Practice depends on that country's laws. For example, my co-brother went to Canada. Funny story. He was here in India practicing for a long time, but corruption was a problem in India. So he always got harassed by ITOs and all that. So he got fed up because they wanted something more, something different they wanted, you know. So he said, I'll go to Canada. And he moved. Whole family moved to Canada. Now, for some time he became the ITO there. He became the ITO. But the rule there was the ITO went to the client's place. Clients didn't come to the ITO's place.
ITOs have to. What is ITO?
Income tax officers. Okay. They're called, different names are called, but he said, now the harassment is the same for me, but it is across the table. I am still in the receiving end, he says. There, we used to go to the, here we go to ITO's place and we give our records and all that. There, the ITO goes to the client place and we ask for records.
Oh, it's like that.
Like that.
Okay, but so okay, let's just say that I want to practice in Canada. So they have an exam.
They have their own exams.
So even after I pass my C exams there, here?
But you'll find that easy to qualify because you already passed. So.
It's similar to a CPA exam, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. And some of the institutes around the world have got an exchange thing. Like if you got past a CA, Indian CA, then some rules are relaxed there. We have an understanding, mutual understanding. Like with Australia, South Africa, it works. A little bit in UK also, but not America, not the CPA one.
So where is the CA examination the hardest to pass? In which country do you think?
I really don't know to answer this question. I don't know.
I think it's still India only for some reason.
I really don't know to say that, yes, also confidently. I really didn't make a research on that.
Okay. I thought maybe.
It's also a relative thing, yeah. Everybody thinks that
mine is only the toughest because makes sense.
I really don't know. Yeah.
You mentioned, I saw that you're a member of Toastmasters and you won something also. So it's about public speaking, right?
Yeah.
Mainly. I'm also someone who wants to do public speaking, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who want to do that. What kind of suggestion or advice could you give to them?
I would say joining an organization like Toastmaster can make a difference. Okay, I've been a Toastmaster for 7 years now, more.
What is Toastmaster exactly?
This is an international organization that helps you to become a good communicator and a good leader. So we have, just like any other club, we have meetings regularly where people prepare speeches and come, and there are people who will comment on your speeches, critically analyze your speeches, evaluate your speeches, whether you've done it well or not. So you learn not just by giving speeches, even listening to speeches, listening to evaluations. You start changing every day. So every year, it's developing for me. I'm still a learner in communication skills. And communication skill is very important to survive in this world. Very, very important.
No matter the field.
Whichever be the field, you need to be a good communicator. To be successful, you must know how to communicate it. Whatever you are.
And would you say this communication skill and public speaking, they go side to side, or public speaking is just an elevated version of it?
No, public speaking is one aspect of communication. Communication is such a vast area. Public speaking is one of them, and which is a strong one. You need to be good in public speaking. But once you learn the communication skills, public speaking becomes naturally to you, becomes easy. But first you should know the importance of communication. You should know how to do the basic things right. But not just verbal, even non-verbal communication matters. So you get that basics right, everything becomes all right. So do it practically. Join an organization like Toastmasters. You'll get every opportunity to speak. In college days, you should get used to the stage. I used to participate in a lot of extracurricular activities. One reason why I got low marks in my 12th standard was because I was there in every association possible. Every activity. Like anything you ask me to do, I'll be doing it. My first PC itself. Like he was a spot boy, I used to be that kind of a spot boy before, everywhere. Then I learned. Whenever I went, I learned. So I think that's important, that you expose yourself to unknown boundaries, and you'll get yourself, you'll become that extra person.
Where did you do PU?
Aloysius.
Aloysius, oh.
School.
So you're in
final become, yeah. I became the president of the college also in my final year.
Final year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's great. So you were like completely in extracurricular activity.
Totally extracurricular, yeah. Studying was little less.
So how did this turn out? Like you studied in Aloysius, and then you have become a CA,
Right.
and then you have traveled to Dubai. So,
Many places.
many places.
Dubai.
Okay. Then after that you came here in Mangalore and set this office up, is it?
I was in practice in Mangalore since 1990.
No. Okay.
In between, from 2002, 2003 till about 2010. For 7 years I was away.
For Dubai.
I was coming here and go back, that's it. I just wanted to see the world, that's all.
Then how did you become a lecturer also in Aloysius?
I was teaching before. Even before going to Dubai, I think I cleared in 1990. 92 itself, they invited me to be a guest lecturer in Aloysius. Okay, so I was a guest lecturer in Aloysius. In the meanwhile, I used to teach CA students also. I used to teach commerce students also as a passion, that's all, part-time. Of course, initially was to make some money also, starting. That is before I qualified, the time before you qualify is a very dangerous time. So at that time I did some tuitions for making some money and all that. So I learned that I had this knack of teaching. Got there somehow.
So what is something that you like about the college?
Aloysius?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's my temple, my mosque, my church, man. It's everything for me. That is what has made me today, St. Aloysius College. The lecturers there, the priests there, the things then was so good. Okay, the environment there was so good before. Now it's not as good as before. It's not the college to be blamed. Society has become like that. But I think Aloysius makes real good leaders. Gives you every opportunity to become a leader. And I'm grateful for that college. That's why I always never leave an opportunity to give back to that college, whatever I can. And I'm so glad that I get opportunities every time. Like our academy is now teaching in St. Aloysius College, CA students. So this is a great opportunity. Last 4 years we're doing it, and we're doing it well. That's more important. We're doing it well. We're able to bring out better CAs from the college. That's what I like about it.
So you spoke about your academy, right? So for our viewers, can you tell us a few words about what your academy is?
Okay. I've always had this sympathy for students who are struggling to pass. So I wanted to try and make a difference to them. I knew that more than teaching, mentoring was important. So if you see our logo also, we don't just do coaching, we do mentoring, coaching and training. We call ourselves that. And I think mentoring matters a lot. Okay, every person is capable of learning, but they do not know that they have that ability in them. So what we try to do is to make them aware that that ability is there in them. And once you make them aware, then they don't need any more help. They'll manage by themselves. And that's the beauty of it. So I look for that. Okay. So I'm not like the other coaching institutes where they go in for numbers. They want 100 students in their class. I'm not going to get, I only get fees. I don't want that fees. I want to get results. I want to get, make a difference to everybody. Because I felt that people are wasting time by not doing it. People are just blindly doing this course. You can't just blindly get into a course. It's not a fashion statement that I'm doing CA. Okay? You want to do CA, fine. How to do it? How really to do it? Looking at yourself. What do you have in you that will help you to become a CA? I mean, that's what I try to awaken in people. That if you really have it in you, then yes, you should go for it. I don't force everybody to do it, because it takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of toll. I mean, you can't have normal friends for few years. Every time a friend calls you, you say, "No, I'm studying," and you're cut out from there. So you have to sacrifice a bit to become a CA. So our academy is into mentoring. That's it.
What is your academy's name for anyone?
KVC.
So do you think students in general should get into competitive exams, not necessarily CA, but any other exam during that age group, Do you think it's very important for them to test themselves in any way?
Yeah, I think basically what we need to do is first create awareness from an early age among children. 8th, 9th, 10th, they should know the different opportunities. And then encourage them to participate in everything. Try out everything, because you do not know what you're really good at until you try it. People only go by the advices given by the parents and teachers in school. Okay, That's not the way to do it. You should know what are the opportunities available. You should be able to connect with yourself first. Are you connecting with yourself? Do you know what you are good at? That is important. And that search is a lifelong search actually. Seeking yourself is a lifelong search. So you start that early in life, that what am I good at? Can I do this? Is this good for me or not? That awareness should come from the beginning itself. And that's what we try to encourage and promote among students. So yes, students must try all sorts of competitive exams to know whether they are good at it or not.
Regardless of the result.
Yes.
So you've been, you say you like traveling, right? And you like traveling solo. Why do you like traveling solo?
Because I connect with myself.
Is it?
That's the only time I can connect with myself most, when I'm alone. That's the only time I get to know more about myself. I feel more blessed because I see around and I feel so good, and my mind becomes clean slate again. So I can start planning again, thinking again, all over again, and that's important. Otherwise, you're going to get in that worldly cycle. That cycle never stops. So you need to get away from the world once in a way, 3-4 days. Just be with yourself. You'll realize the importance of people who love you. Because you're away from them, no? So
they're also valuable.
Yeah, and you'll get some small difficulties. You know how to overcome them.
And you're all by yourself, so
yeah, being yourself is beautiful. It gives you an opportunity to talk to strangers, and talking to strangers also is nice. It's a great thing. I don't make an effort to go out of me to talk to strangers, but people come and talk to me because I'm grey hair, old, and with the Himalayan. So people come and talk to me, and I enjoy talking to them, really. And it's nice to talk to people. It's nice to talk to people, especially fellow travelers. You'll be surprised, kind of people who come. They're different from different fields and all that. I think traveling is one thing that helps you not to see the world alone, but to see yourself more. It helps you.
A great way of. And where have you gone, like solo traveling?
Solo, I'm not a tourist. That's what I tell myself every now and then. I'm not a tourist, I'm a traveler. So if they tell me you should go this place, you go this place, you go that place, no. I want to go to a place where I enjoy the most. Okay? So I've been to Gujarat.
From Mangalore to Gujarat.
Gujarat and back. Via Mumbai, Goa, Mumbai and back. Then this side I've been to Kanyakumari, Rameshwaram, Dhanushkodi, Madurai, Munnar and back. Then Hampi about 3 times. It's not the distance, okay? It's the place that matters to me. Kerala is my favorite place to go. Kerala is one place that you should keep going. Beautiful. Kerala is.
What do you like
beautiful.
about Kerala?
Kerala, the people and the place. Only my problem is vegetarian food. Otherwise, it's a great place to go.
Oh, so you're vegetarian, is it?
vegetarian.
Oh. So, South Indians are typically more non-vegetarians, right? So, yeah. And you have gone to all these different places. But language, how do you communicate with all the people?
That's the thing. See, language is only a means of communication.
Yeah.
Okay? And where there's a will, there is a way. Now I can speak a little bit Malayalam also. I mean, not really.
But you can make a conversation.
But I can't speak, that's all. Even Tamil, koncham theriyu. But I can't speak, but I can follow their language. And then you learn communication that time. Then you learn that the message is important, not your language. How you are conveying that message, that becomes more important. I put in a post in Insta a few days ago. There was this kid, okay, very cute fellow, of course dark skin, and he saw me in my knee guards and all that. He came forward and said, "What is this?" In Tamil. Then I couldn't tell the right words, so I showed him that, okay, if I fall, this will help me, and then I put that. Then he understood so easily. My dumb charade skills helped me. That's communication. See, communication is not just using the words, but using a means to explain, convey to the other person what the other person wants to know. That is more important. That's the key to communication. So and that helps a lot in traveling also. You learn all this.
Even I have been to Ooty, like from Mangalore to Ooty.
Oh, that's nice.
But the thing is, I traveled it in 1.5 days. Like went and came back.
Oh,
so all in one stretch. and my back, it hurt a lot. So I was just imagining, like you go all this way to Gujarat and stuff. Doesn't it hurt you like anyway? Like, isn't it tiring?
It is tiring.
Yeah.
But I think that tiredness is sweet. You sleep well that time.
Yeah, that's true.
I have some norms for myself. If I ride, I cannot ride more than 1.5 hours at a stretch.
At a stretch.
I tell myself.
Okay.
Or 100 kilometers, whichever is more.
Okay.
I have to stop. Then I stop for about 15 minutes.
Take a break and
Do some breathing and all that and enjoy the place. See, traveling means you smell the place. That's why I like a two-wheeler more than the four-wheeler. You can smell the place. Okay? You can feel nature. In a car with your glasses up and the music out, you really are not going to enjoy that place more. You need to taste the food. Every place you need to taste the food. Every place the food is different. Now, for example, the last 6 months I'd given up tea or coffee. And somebody said in Mysore there is this coffee cafe, a roadside coffee fellow. I had coffee. I wanted to taste it. I tasted coffee after 6 months. Otherwise, I'm a coffee addict. Okay, I gave it up. So you have to do that to understand that particular place. Like you go to Kerala and you don't eat sadhyam, you're missing something in life. It's great, actually great food. Yeah, I know you're going to tell me even non-vegetarian has got a good cuisine. But I'll stick to vegetarian.
masala dosa any day for breakfast. So in Kerala, what is your favorite space? Like for example, me and Sadat are going on a road trip. So what would you suggest us?
Munnar.
Which place? Munnar.
First, Munnar. Why not? Take it. Very good.
So you are like a mountain guy.
Possibly, because the altitude gives you the right kind of solitude.
Oh, nice line. So like our friends, like our age people, they all tell that if you're going on a solo ride, then you have to go to Ladakh. So that is the thing. So are you planning to go there anywhere?
Ladakh has never been my wish.
Really?
Ladakh is a touristic
Okay, too commercial.
Too much. People are just going because they want others to mind Ladakh.
Oh,
Actually.
Just for the social
Maybe
study.
I'll go one day. I'm not saying I won't go at all. But my son came 2 months ago and he said that people above the age of 45 are not allowed to ride to Ladakh. That's sad.
That's really sad. Like you're restricting so many people.
I think mainly it's because you're borrowing someone's bike, right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to, avoid any potential.
Not only that, that altitude, the
breathing.
BP and people with
All
heart
that.
ailments, it's not very advisable. You should accept that fact.
But again, you're restricting people on their age.
to break rules, but Exactly.
And another thing is, okay, so you have told me about that CAs do auditing.
Right.
What else do CA do? Like you have told me that CA is a doctor of finance.
Correct.
So what other diseases are there in finances which you solve?
Money matters, okay? For everybody, money matters a lot. First, like I've got sort of clients who came up from the scratch. So I help them to file their tax returns and prepare their file for banks to give them finance. Then they can start growing. So how to raise finance is where we guide them. This is how we can do it, okay? So it's not just about auditing, it's not just about tax consultancy, it's also about building your business. So I have a few clients who have grown. I've seen how they have grown and all. I can't name them, but they've grown, okay? So we do that also, tax planning, finance raising by making project reports and things like that. That also we do. Tax consultancy is the base thing. Income tax consultancy is the base.
GST and that kind of.
GST is not my cup of tea, but yes, also GST. Yeah.
Okay, so
The question I had earlier about auditing, a story. Do you have anything that you could share?
Not really.
If you can't, it's fine. We can move on to the next.
It's been, we are not investigating, okay? We are just verifying that this is right. So we don't really investigate. But one of the interesting stories that I could tell you was as a student when I went for an audit, okay?
Okay, students can go to audit. Students can go to audits.
Actually, we send our students for audit.
Oh, so that they can
Check every voucher and all that. That my students are.
Why would
They are
CA
our
do that?
bakras actually. Okay? So they will do the work and then we only sign afterwards.
So you only have to say.
I mean,
When he'll check everything.
I give them directions and then they'll come and discuss with me, and then we, after discussions and all that, then we form an opinion. Now, once what happened was in Bombay, okay, there was this guy who was from Mangalore, around Mangalore, but Urda Jana means is very popular. No, once you Mumbai, place like Mumbai, nama kudla tarak, Tolu speaking means we get friendly with them. And I used to go for an audit in the SEEBS area, that is the electronic processing zone, which is Mumbai, which is away from Andheri, about 1.5 hours by bus. And there was no hotels at that time, it was just forming. But this guy said, I'll take you by my bike to the nearby Mangalorean hotel. Can you imagine? I mean, that's great news for me. And I'm a huge foodie, okay, so anything to do with my stomach, I fall for it very quickly. So we became very friendly. But my partner was doing my audit with me. He said, be careful, don't become too friendly with people around here. It's not good. As an auditor, we cannot be friendly with our clients and all that stuff. So when we had gone for food, my friend, my audit partner, just opened his drawer because he wanted a stapler. And he found duplicate invoices there. Okay? He found duplicate invoices. So as soon as I came back...
He was able to identify that was a duplicate invoice.
No, we had done the vouching the same day earlier with the different numbers are the same. The bill number is the same, but the amounts are different and the party is different. Okay. So those days were not computers, remember that. So he used to sell on his own, making cash sales and pocketing this money. Okay, we didn't know that. Just because he opened the drawer, he found the duplicate invoices. When I came back from the food, he told me, I found this. And then we had to call our boss immediately. And then we found out that he's been doing it for the last 3-4 months. So that was the only big discovery that I've done in my audits. Otherwise, we go for bank audits. I'll tell you one funny story. I went for a bank audit in 1992 after qualification. 94. I got a audit in Coorg. For me, it was a blessing in disguise. I went by bike. Okay. Those days, going by bike to Coorg was madness, but I'm mad even now. I just entered the branch in my, riding dress. And I went and sat in the front of the manager, and he also talked nicely with me and all that. So nobody knew I was an auditor, but only the manager knew that. So this guy walks in, one customer of the bank walks in. Sahibre, nange duddu beku, nange hana beku, I want money. Nange ಒಂದು 10,000 ಬೇಕು. This man got very embarrassed because I was sitting in front of him, He has to go by rules and all that. Adyano ನೀವು ದನ ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಅದು ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಇದು ಲೋನ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ನಂಗೆ 10,000 ಕೊಡಿ ನೀವು, he said. The way he was talking. He was talking about flouting rules, and the bank manager was getting embarrassed. So it was fun, all that. I told him to relax, it's okay, I understand, it's all right. It doesn't make a difference, okay. As long as I see that the record doesn't come in front of me, I'm fine with that, it's okay. But be practical in life also. These kind of people will be there. Another funny incident I'll tell you. We had gone for a bank audit when I was a student, and some of us get very meticulous. Okay, so there was this senior officer who was given to us that this man will answer all your queries, and my friend was very meticulous. He kept on asking questions to this guy. This guy just walked off, goes to the manager's cabin, sits in front of the manager and says, give me a paper and pen. So the manager gave him paper and pen. He was sweating and all that. Says, I am writing my will. This is my will. I can't take any more questions from them. He literally became, hyper, man. Then my boss came and told my friend, don't ask too many questions, relax, man, it's okay. But my friend was doing his job.
It was his job, just to...
job. And that guy took it differently, what can we do? But it was fun. For me, it was amusing to see all that. I've seen that, okay, there's always a limit that you need to keep. And that limit line is something you should search for. Because you do not know where that line is. You don't know where to draw that line. That's the challenge in life, where to draw that line. And you learn. And once you learn it, learn not to cross that line. That's important.
Seems interesting. So how does a CA's life actually go? Like, wake up in the morning and do you have officers and
You're asking the wrong person the wrong question. I'm not a normal CA in my life. Seriously, most of my friends are going to the office every day.
But you are
I
Makes you
don't. I mean,
different.
I go for teaching.
teaching, you have also riding.
Myself don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, it's like that. Okay.
It's nice. It's
Office is whenever there's a need, I'm in the office because I need to be every day. So I come. How much time is required? I use my time very usefully there.
But your office actually runs. It
It runs because of my team. My team is great. I've got a lovely team. They run for me.
That's actually a challenging thing to do. Like without you, I think firm running and automating
That's what
stuff.
you yearn for. Don't think that because of you things run. Then it's useless. Then you are useless actually. Without you can things run. Then you are.
Yeah, then you have actually built a good team. So that I have to give it to you. And what is your next plan?
Or goals
Yeah.
you have?
Goals?
Yeah.
I actually don't have any more goals now. I got whatever I wanted.
Fulfill.
My only goals is that I be able to nurture at least 1,000 chartered accountants. I want
1,000 chartered accountants.
I think I've reached about 500, 600. I mean,
Halfway
400 to go. 400 to go. In my last 30 years, I'm talking about. But 400 to go, I'll make it. I'm sure I'll make that.
So that is your ultimate goal. Contributing something to the society.
Just a work for myself, because we all need that kind of ambition. I want to get there. If you don't have that kind of ambition, then you lose interest in life. So, dil mange more.
So purpose is important.
Yeah, very important. Then the journey becomes more interesting if you know the purpose. Yeah.
And another thing is, you have told that we have always, the CAs, like they are never finished studying. Like every now and then rules change, and that time you have to keep on updating. So every year I think financial budget is the one thing which keeps you more interested in it. So can you tell me something about how a budget actually changes your entire working process, and what laws do you think should actually be changed, or
Should be brought.
or brought maybe?
This is one area where I don't want to give my comments actually, because see, the Finance Act is an important act. Okay, every year the Finance Minister brings out a budget which has got some changes in direct taxes, indirect taxes, and we have a discussion of 3-4 weeks followed.
3-4 weeks.
Because the Mangalore branch of CAs will conduct seminars, workshops, and we discuss this. So we go through a lot of process and all that stuff. Now, what laws should be changed and all that, I've never given that a thought, because it's not my cup of tea. I don't like it. I said, let it be as it is, let it be, it's okay. Actually, if you ask me that, if you insist on that, I'll tell you one thing. Only 10% of the country is paying taxes here. Less than 10% of the country is
Only 10%.
So if they lower the tax base and make everybody pay taxes, I think we can be a greater economy.
Okay. So
Make the laws simpler, but then I lose my business.
At a certain age, people will retire or stop working, right? At that point, they stop. They have to they depend on their income, right? For at a certain point. So how can they have more streams of income? How can they? What kind of investment opportunities are there for people who earn through salary?
See, I have to be honest here. I didn't think about this myself.
Is it?
For me.
Okay.
For me, I never thought about it. But when it comes to my clients, I tell them that it's moment a child is born to you, please get a PAN card for your child.
PAN card from the register.
Start a mutual fund.
Okay.
A SIP, systematic investment planning. Get that going, because if you invest say 10,000 a month now for next 20 years, you'll get about 2-3 crores after that. So you can always plan for your future better. So saving is important. I tell them, don't spend and then save. First
save, then spend.
That is the key. That's enough. That's what you should do. So everybody should do that. I should have done that.
That is the one advice. And this thing.
But you're not ordinary, right?
I'm sorry?
You're not ordinary, right?
Yeah, I call myself that, so it's okay. Then I can be excused, no?
Another thing is, we have talked about auditing. And one thing which we all, for example, we have not involved in any financial stuff or anything terms like that. But I think the one place where the auditing stuff actually stuck into our head is, when Adani's financial Heisenberg report came out, and it's about auditing his company, right? So what is your take on that for Adani's auditing and like?
Look, I agree that they cannot be smoke without fire. But at the same time, we do not know the entire story, so I don't want to comment about it.
Okay.
I don't know what really happened. Okay, there is always another side of it. There is always another flip side of it. In audit, even before that, there were so many other scams. Like Satyam scam is now overrated. So scams have been there. Auditors have not done their job. There have been scams like that also, worldwide, not just Enron is another famous example 30-40 years ago. So scams do happen. Okay, the point in audit is to check the system. What system has been followed? Okay, is the system foolproof or not? That needs to be verified. The negatives of auditing is that there is a joke on auditors. Okay, you know the common joke, why did the chicken cross the road? Because it wanted to go to the other side. That's the common joke. But why did the auditor cross the road? Because the previous year's auditor crossed the road. So what I'm trying to say is that they make their job meaningless. Like just because it was done, they do it. They don't understand the need for it, to check the systems. Because every year systems keep changing. Systems need to get better and better. But we need to keep verifying that it's really working for the company or not. The accounting systems, the financial systems. We need to verify that. That's why audits are for. Audits are not just a formality. But most of the auditors take it as a formality because they sign, they get the money. That's it.
And you have also spoken about AI. So do you really think that AI will replace CAs, let's say, if you know, maybe properly prompt it and maybe you give in the data?
Yeah, just started, right? In a couple of years, we will see advances in that field. So is there a potential?
Like, should the students be afraid of, you know, that there is a drawback, you know, maybe this is going to be replaced and it is?
Pointless.
Look, we've always been threatened. Okay? Maybe a few years back they said computers will come when we don't need you because accounts will be easy and all that stuff. But we still need them. So I don't think that the world can do without chartered accountants for another 20-30 years at least, for sure.
At least.
Yeah. At the same time, you said that should students be afraid? No, we have to be apprehensive about threats. Okay? You cannot get too casual about it. Like you can't become, very careless about things because you can't take things for granted. You have to be on the edge. People will value you only when you have something of value to offer to them. So we have to know that as a chartered accountant, I must provide that value to my clients. And they should feel that, yes, this is what I am getting out of it. Now, whether AI can reach that heights, time will tell us. Time will tell us. But I'm sure that the CAs will find a way to keep control of that intelligence.
I feel jobs based on decision making will not be taken by AI because they won't know what's at stake at the end of the day. They will take calculated decisions, of course.
Correct.
But then if you need that emotional intelligence also to understand
Very
what
true.
the risk factor is.
I agree with you. Totally, I agree with you in this aspect. It is the emotional intelligence which we have.
Yeah, which makes us better.
It makes more sense than the AI.
And another thing which I have noticed is like when the ChatGPT thing and all was trending, so there was a lot of users, you know, logging in and using AI. But as time passed by, some people actually stopped using ChatGPT. So it tells us that as technology progresses, how people use it and how many people actually learn and know how to use it properly, that makes a difference, I think. Because if you are a chartered accountant, I think it can be more helpful for you to use the AI to make your job better.
True. As a matter of fact, yes, people say that. So I am now, considering that I should learn a little bit of AI. See, for example, now when we go for tax appeals, like the ITO charges some tax on our client and we would like to contest that. So we have the commissioner level, we have the high court level, then we have a Supreme Court level. We don't go to High Court and Supreme Court. We let other people fight that out. But at commissioner level, we have to, give our writs, and that we need to quote previous case laws and all that. So one area is where if I ask the AI, give me case on this matters, I believe it gives. So people in Mumbai, Bangalore are doing it. So I've yet to learn that. So maybe I should get to know that also. That area, yes, AI is available. But one thing, remember that AI is not going to do your job for you.
You have to tell it to do
I'm
it.
going to help you.
It's just an extended hand.
Exactly. You need to know the basics very well. The AI will make you complacent. For example, it's like a student going to the Google auntie and getting the assignment ready. And doesn't know what is there in the assignment properly. Just because the Google auntie will come in, copy paste and give it to us. But what is it about? No, you should know what you're doing.
It's only there to make your life easier.
Correct.
Not necessarily replace you.
Yeah.
Extended hand.
Extended hand. Nice. That's a nice way of putting it. True.
So after all these years of experience, not necessarily CA, in life also, what kind of advice would you give for the younger generation?
Or your younger self.
Or younger self?
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
More boldly. I stopped in between when I was younger. I used to think really. I never used to go for rides earlier. That's what I regret now. I should have gone much more earlier.
Much more earlier.
Yeah. Should have gone. But I didn't. So I'm saying, don't be afraid. Follow your heart. That LKK syndrome. Log kya khayenge. I used to worry about that for a long time in my life. Now I don't care.
Now you just don't care.
I really don't care, actually. I don't mind whatever people think of me. I really don't mind. I've lived that life. It's enough for me. And now strangely, people like me now. So it's okay.
You're a very interesting person, to be honest.
Thank you.
If you ask?
Yes.
Oh, it's still on.
No. Yeah, it's still on. It's easy. It's simple.
So it's just 5 questions, rapid fire.
Sure.
I'm going to read one, you read the second one.
Fight, anything works.
One hobby you have always wanted to pursue but haven't had the time for.
One hobby I always wanted to pursue but didn't have the time for it. Photography.
Photography.
So if you could switch careers for a day, which would you choose?
Teacher.
But aren't you already a teacher?
No, I'm chartered accountant.
That is by profession.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. One thing on your bucket list you're determined to check off.
Complete a 25,000 kilometer travel.
And how much did you complete?
Whatever time it takes.
Your go-to song or playlist for a road trip?
Go to?
A go-to song or a playlist you have for a road trip?
Do you listen to songs while?
So what's your go-to song?
There's no fixed.
There's no
I've got
plenty of genres.
Yeah, it contains English, it contains Hindi, it contains Malayalam, it contains Kannada.
Multilingual.
Anything is fine. Music is fine for me.
Okay, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
Historical figure.
Historical figure.
Dinner with a historical figure. Okay.
And why?
Okay. Tough one. So many will come to my mind, yeah, but
Just pick one. But
historical figure. Yuan Sang.
Yuan Sang.
Yeah. I would like that person.
Hyun Sai, and why? Because
Yuan Sang, because he was a traveler and he was curious about the world. Or someone like Marco Polo.
Marco Polo.
Fine. I mean,
Columbus.
definitely.
Okay, so any plans of having a bike ride, let's say, out of India? Nothing like that.
In India, there is so much more to see. So much more to see. I want to do my country first. Yeah.
Alright. So I think we are done. Thank you
so much.
for that
So
time.
much. Really, thanks.
This
thanks.
has been really.
Wow.